I narrate this tale with a cumbersome heart of the Meccans who journeyed to the terrain of distraught. 'Twas their calling, there were hearts free of all doubt. There were voluntary sacrifices, pious and devout. Hussain minni wa ana min Hussain. Clearly did Muhammad to his ummah ordain. Clearly did some of them reject this and refrain. These were the Kafirs, hypocrites inhumane. Against this injustice did Hussain take a stance. Together with his family and army did he advance. Together they faced evil with the Quran on their lips. There were voluntary sacrifices, they left nothing to chance. Beauteous beings of crystal clear conscience, moving together these models of patience, not faltering once, but always looking forward. There were voluntary sacrifices worthy of reverence. There was Abbas the valiant with superhuman might, the standard bearer of tremendous height, and Zainab their sister, the strong pillar of light. With her eloquence she was determined to fight. Ali Akbar was known to resemble Yasin, this knight in shining armor, to die at 18. Ali Asghar of 6 months, the infant warrior, eager to help was this little savior. Jasim ibn Hassan, a boy of 13, clung to the letter of his father who had foreseen that his brother Hussain would never let him go into the battlefield and face the foe. Sakina the gentle, the light of their eyes, at 4 years of age, she did sacrifice. The heartbeat that comforted her, that put her to sleep. She was a voluntary sacrifice, silent with grief. O you gathered here, O Ummate Nabi, lend me your ear and relive the story. With hands on your hearts and tears in your eyes, let Bibi Fatima hear your heartfelt cries. Ana Hussain ibn Haydar, the son of him who uprooted Khaybar, the son of Zahra who lost her child while protecting Islam from being defiled. She stood her ground and she did expound that allegiance to evil here will not be found. Hayhat min nadillah, disgrace we will not accept. Under oppression we refuse to live. This evil we will intercept. I go therefore to meet the enemy, and I take with me my family to fulfill our destiny. I guide my people towards the sad, barren land. We are voluntary sacrifices. In our way nothing shall stand. My promise to Allah I will surely keep, and into the desert sand my blood will seep. Ibn Dil-Jawshan upon my chest will mount, and put to use the blunt dagger and recount how he has dreamt of this day of fame, and will go on to behead me without any shame. أنا عباس ibn Ali, Asadullah. With my pride I walk behind Sayyid al-Shuhada. My alam is held high, pronouncing my stance. You better not dare at this caravan glance. I am the protector of Bani Hashim, no doubt, of these women and children, pious and devout. Sakina's mushk I hold close to my heart. I'm a voluntary sacrifice born to carry out. This duty, this promise of dying without, lifting my sword to wipe them all out. Towards the restless river instead I will ride, to meet its hurried ebb and violent tide. To fill my Sakina's mushk with its gift, I will try to ride back like the wind swift. But the foe will cunningly surround me and attack, and in protecting the mushk I will fall back. The arms that were always in the service of Hussain will be severed by my foes inhumane. With blood in my eyes and thirst on my lips, I will die in the lap of my brother in bliss. The daughter of Haydar and Fatima I am. Zainab is my name and honored I am, to be the pride of my father who taught me to speak, and add to my words an aura of mystique. In the ropes of humility I will be bound, with the women and children of this household renowned. For 3 days we will face dishonor in the bazaars of Sham amidst people's clamor, until we step into the court of Yazeed and remind him of our family, our creed. Zainul Abidin, with his neck and back scarred, will stand up and denounce Yazid's disregard of the message of Muhammad, of the 2 weighty things, of the innocent's blood shed and his myriad sins. With my sons and my brothers I will destroy them all. With my eloquence I shall see the downfall of the empire of Umayyah, falsely gained. I shall see that in history they will be disdained. We are voluntary sacrifices of a very high class. Aoun and Muhammad, Hussain and Abbas, Ali Asghar and Akbar and Qasim I give, and their names in history forever will live. My fame lies in being the son of the one who refuses to succumb, to the son of the gypsy who rules this land. My beloved father, Hussain, will stand at the head of this army of 72, facing 70,000 untrue. I patiently wait to unsheathe my blade and show them how my uncle has trained and molded and taught me the tricks of the trade. Our strategies of war have been cleverly laid. The foe will think twice before crossing my path, for they know surely there will be a bloodbath. But I am also aware that my end is near. Ibn Munqad will aim the cursed spear that will pierce my armor and traverse my chest. He will do this at Yazeed's behest. A voluntary sacrifice I am, no doubt, but I wish my father wouldn't have to pull out the lance that will have me pinned to the ground, and his tears will wash my wounds profound. Looking towards Najaf, he will think of Haidar, but the burden of the spear will outweigh Khaybar. I am the light of the eyes of my father Hussain, the answer to his prayers of Salatul Layl, the dearest niece of my Ammu Abbas, whose love for me none can surpass. With my family I embark on this perilous journey. My mother and aunts and cousins surround me. My brothers with love at me frequently glance, preoccupied with my future mischance. But I find peace in playing with my Asghar. His dimples and smiles make my troubles blur. His little hands caress my cheeks and my hair, as though consoling me for my future despair. At night we stop to pray and rest, and I run to my father to pay my respect. He kisses my forehead and embraces me, and I instantly feel my worries flee. His heartbeat is the most loving lullaby. His fragrance does my heart pacify. I am a voluntary sacrifice for my father's cause. For this I will go forth without a pause, and bear the hurt and the pain extreme, beyond what an innocent child can dream.
أنا قاسم ibn Hassan al-Mujtaba. With immense love I accompany Aba Abdullah. I feel honor and pride in riding with Akbar, my role model and my dearest brother. Together we trained hard in the camp of Abbas. Together we prepared to fight for this cause. But I know that my Imam Hussain will forbid that I step into the battlefield and fight amid the chaos, the music, the arrogant cry of the ancient enemy that will always deny the truth behind a voluntary sacrifice, the will of a voluntary sajda in Allah's paradise. So I will show Imam Hussain my father's letter, in which he has requested him to consider and allow me to fulfill my jihad. Allow me to fight on his behalf. A voluntary sacrifice I am for him, and I will go into the chaos and din. I will fight and strike many an opponent until they attack and seize that moment, when they can push me off my noble steed, to trample my body and pay no heed to the one who will collect the pieces in his Abba, this grandson of Muhammad, Fidak ya Aba Abdullah. Here I am, the mother of Ali Asghar. I hold in my arms the youngest warrior, the most fragile, the most beautiful offering, this youngest of Abu Abdullah's offspring. His soft dark curls, his dimples, his smiles, his fragrance and the will in his eyes of self-sacrifice for the truth pierces my heart and never will soothe the anguish I'll feel when I see him being raised on the plains of Karbala by his father unfazed. When I'll see the three-headed spear tear his fragile neck, followed by a gasp for air, and the innocent's blood will spill, and the earth will shake, and the skies will still, and the hot winds will rise and amplify the stunned silence before a mother's cry. They will dry the tears that start to leak. Then they will carry to the world my grievous shriek. O Asghar,
Look into your mother's eyes and explain to me with your beautiful smiles how you wish to sacrifice yourself and my heart for Allah's paradise. And so, with complete knowledge of how it would end, these champions of Allah did fully comprehend that life is but to sacrifice for the truth, that trials and tribulations will wash out the soot that has collected on our hearts and on our souls due to the weakness we show when temptation controls. Therefore, O Ummate Nabi, don't you agree that Hussein has set us free? Never do we have to feel oppressed. Never do we need to explain ourselves. Never must we give in to wrong, but persevere and always stay strong. Ignore the divisions, the sectarian disagreements. For the sake of Hussein, know these are Satan's instruments to deviate us from the right and blind us from the beloved's light. So fight the hardships and endure the pain, and know that your efforts will never go in vain. Welcome the trials and raise your voice, and be like Hussein, a voluntary sacrifice.